It may sound shocking, but what I'm about to reveal goes against almost everything you've been taught about women. Forget what your mother said, what society romanticized, what movies glorified, or what past relationships conditioned you to believe. More than 5 centuries ago, Machiavelli noticed something dangerous while studying powerful women in European courts. What he observed was so sensitive that he never spoke about it openly. Revealing it could have ruined him. Today I'm going to break down 9 precise strategies that allow you to interact with women in a way that makes you deeply attractive without begging, chasing, or sacrificing your self-respect. While most men chase attention desperately, you'll become the man whose attention is desired. And the 9th principle is the ultimate game changer, but it only works if you understand the first 8. Pay close attention, because this can permanently change how you approach attraction. Project confidence through abundance. One of the biggest mistakes men make is acting as if their attention is rare and fragile, as if one woman is their only chance. This mindset quietly destroys attraction, even when you don't notice it. The solution is not manipulation or pretending to have options, but genuinely living as if you do. True confidence comes from feeling complete on your own. When you don't need validation from her or anyone else, your behavior naturally communicates strength and calm self-assurance. Women don't evaluate men only through words. They read behavior, especially under subtle pressure. Do you appear relaxed or tense, grounded or needy? Men who seem desperate or overly available signal weakness. Men who carry calm abundance signal power. Her mind is constantly evaluating, often without her awareness. Thoughts arise instinctively. If he gives me constant attention, why isn't he busy with other women? If no one else seems interested in him, what am I missing? These reactions are biological, similar to how humans perceive value. What's always available feels cheap. What others compete for feels valuable. So how do you demonstrate abundance without becoming cold? First, protect your schedule. Don't cancel important plans early on. If you have the gym, work, or friends planned, keep them. Simply offer alternatives. I already have plans that day, but Thursday evening works. This communicates a full, purposeful life. Second, manage communication naturally. Don't rush to respond to every message. Not as a tactic, but because your life is genuinely active. When you reply, be present and engaged. Never apologize for being busy. Excessive apologies signal insecurity. Third, pace emotional sharing. Revealing everything too quickly creates pressure, not connection. Mystery sustains intrigue. Trust grows over time, not instantly. Finally, understand this clearly. Abundance is not arrogance. A man with real options doesn't brag or compete. He invests in himself, his growth, and his purpose. That quiet confidence is deeply magnetic. Value her, don't idolize her. There's a critical difference between valuing a woman and placing her on a pedestal. Most men confuse the two, and that mistake kills attraction. Valuing her means respect, attention, and genuine interest. Idolizing her means elevating her above yourself, tolerating behavior you would never accept from anyone else. The mindset becomes, I'll accept anything just to keep her. That mindset is dangerous. Machiavelli warned that a man who becomes a sheep will be devoured by wolves. In relationships, this is absolute truth. Idolization removes tension, and tension fuels attraction. Without it, everything becomes predictable and dull. For example, she arrives late to a date without explanation. A man who idolizes says, "It's fine, no worries." A man who values himself says calmly, "I respect my time. Let me know if you'll be late next time." One seeks approval, the other maintains self-respect. She may not analyze it consciously, but her nervous system registers the difference instantly. Boundaries signal strength, stability, and confidence. Valuing her also means honesty. A man who never disagrees, who always says yes, quickly becomes boring. She wants a man with backbone, someone capable of independent thought without drama, compliment beyond appearance, but acknowledge intelligence, resilience, or how she handles challenges, saying, "I respect how you handled that," carries far more weight than shallow praise. Respect never means tolerating disrespect. If a boundary is crossed, address it calmly. "I don't like that. Let's handle it differently." If the behavior continues, reassess access to your time and energy. Consistent boundaries build attraction. Endless tolerance destroys it, the power of surprising presence. Many men misunderstand unpredictability. They confuse it with instability. Emotional instability repels. It creates anxiety and signals danger at a subconscious level. True unpredictability is subtle and attractive. It comes from variation, not chaos. Our brains crave novelty. Predictability leads to boredom because the brain stops releasing dopamine, the chemical linked to desire and excitement. When your energy varies naturally, sometimes focused, sometimes playful, sometimes intense, sometimes light, curiosity stays alive. This doesn't require games or manipulation. It comes from living a full, engaged life. Authentic unpredictability arises from purpose, movement, and presence. It keeps interaction stimulating while maintaining emotional safety. That balance creates intrigue without fear. Ultimately, this form of unpredictability signals vitality and independence. It communicates strength silently. A man who lives fully becomes interesting without trying. Prioritize your life, not her. Here's a truth most people avoid. Giving all your attention to a woman does not increase attraction. It destroys it. When a man places a woman at the center of his universe, he loses direction, depth, and polarity. Desire requires tension. It requires independence. Most women don't want to be responsible for a man's happiness. They are attracted to men who already have structure, goals, and momentum. When a man ties his self-worth to a woman, unconscious alarms trigger. Neediness kills desire. Predictability kills chemistry. Attraction responds to strength, self-sufficiency, and purpose. Men who pursue a mission become magnetic. Purpose fuels focus. Purpose fuels energy. Purpose fuels presence. A man moving with direction carries a quiet authority that cannot be ignored. Women notice it instinctively because it is rare. A meaningful life is the foundation of lasting attraction. A life that does not require validation or permission from others automatically projects value. When your days are filled with ambition, curiosity, challenge, and growth, your presence speaks before you ever do. In contrast, a life built around approval-seeking, attention-chasing, and external validation feels empty and drained. Scattered, dependent energy kills attraction. Focused, self-directed energy ignites it. True attraction is not created by giving someone everything they want. It emerges when you embody completeness. Independence, purpose, and authenticity communicate value in a way that is powerful yet subtle. A man who leads a full and meaningful life radiates strength, not arrogance. He invites connection instead of begging for it. Women are naturally drawn to vitality, momentum, and significance. They don't want to carry the weight of someone else's emptiness. They want to step into a life that is already alive. Having priorities beyond a woman is not a tactic or a strategy. It is reality. It reflects self-respect, discipline, and a life that stands firmly on its own. A man with vision does not chase attention. His presence commands it. Anything less fades quietly into the background. Master emotional independence in attraction. One of the most overlooked foundations of true attraction is the ability to remain stable even if a woman chooses to walk away. Many men misunderstand this and label it arrogance, indifference, or manipulation. It is none of those. It is emotional strength. Real power comes from inner stability, from knowing that your life does not collapse if someone leaves. Walking away calmly does not involve threats, drama, or control. It reflects your internal state. Your peace, confidence, and self-worth exist independently of any relationship. When a man fears rejection or abandonment, that fear silently shapes his behavior. His tone shifts, his energy tightens, his actions betray neediness without him realizing it. Women sense this instinctively. Fear repels, stability attracts. A man who can detach with grace demonstrates boundaries and self-respect. He does not beg for validation. He does not anchor his happiness to another person. This does not make him cold. It makes him grounded. He regulates his emotions instead of outsourcing them. No single person can fulfill every aspect of life. Men who understand this radiate steadiness and confidence. Independence is magnetic because it signals value. People are drawn to those who are whole on their own. Women subconsciously recognize the difference. The dependent man communicates scarcity and insecurity. The self-sufficient man communicates abundance and strength. This contrast operates at a primal level beyond logic or words. Emotional independence does not mean suppressing feelings. It means caring deeply without losing yourself. It allows relationships to flow naturally without pressure, manipulation, or desperation. Your integrity and direction remain intact regardless of outcomes. A man who embodies calm independence cannot be shaken. His energy stays steady through change. That consistency becomes magnetic. Women perceive it as competence, resilience, and completeness. The ability to walk away without breaking is not a trick. It is the result of self-mastery. It reflects a man who lives by his own values and stands solid in who he is. Attraction is not built through chasing, clinging, or controlling. It is built by creating a life and identity that remains strong whether someone stays or leaves. A man who carries this energy earns respect, inspires desire, and naturally draws others into his orbit, not from need, but from strength. Not because he needs others, but because his life is rich, compelling, and fully his own. Master the art of giving energy wisely. One of the most powerful ways to maintain attraction and influence in relationships is by controlling how you distribute your energy and attention. The warmth you give, the presence you offer, and the care you show all communicate silent messages about your value and priorities. Not everyone deserves the same level of emotional investment. When you give equal attention to everyone, your energy becomes ordinary, predictable, easy to take for granted. Scarcity disappears, and with it, significance. Selective energy is not manipulation, it is balance. It reflects self-respect and strong boundaries. It signals that your time, attention, and affection are limited and valuable. When you direct warmth toward people who respect you, uplift you, and add value to your life, connection deepens naturally. Attraction grows because your energy feels rare and intentional. People value what is not given freely. But when you give the same warmth to those who disrespect you, create drama, or drain your stability, the opposite happens. Your perceived value drops. Negative behavior gets reinforced. Your energy gets wasted. Human beings unconsciously track energy patterns. They notice who receives attention, when, and why. Selective engagement communicates confidence, self-awareness, and inner strength without explanation. This is not about punishing others. It is about protecting yourself. Care and attention are earned, not automatically granted. Energy given without discretion loses impact. Energy given intentionally creates respect, attraction, and genuine connection. Selective energy also enforces boundaries effortlessly. You don't need confrontation or harsh words. People who value your presence move closer. Those who don't naturally fall away. Relationships filter themselves. This is emotional intelligence in action. Balanced, healthy, and powerful. A man who gives energy wisely appears grounded and in control of his emotions and life. His presence becomes magnetic because it is intentional, rare, and aligned with self-respect. Now, the magnetic power of personal standards. Attraction begins with knowing what you will and will not accept. Standards are not about superficial preferences, they are about values, behavior, and character. A man with standards shows that his time and energy are not cheap. This alone changes how people approach him. Standards reflect self-respect. They define boundaries clearly. By upholding them, a man communicates strength without arrogance. Those who meet his standards earn access. Those who don't reveal themselves quickly. A man without standards appears endlessly available, easy to manipulate, easy to disrespect. Scarcity disappears and attraction fades. True standards focus on character. How someone handles stress, how they treat others, how they respect boundaries. Do they honor commitments? Do they bring peace or chaos? Do they add energy or drain it? Women notice this instinctively. When a man makes it clear that his attention is meaningful and must be earned, desire increases naturally. Effort becomes genuine. Respect becomes real. Standards also protect you. They keep you away from disrespect, manipulation, and instability. This isn't rigidity or cruelty, it's clarity. Consistency in boundaries signals certainty and self-assurance. People feel safer around men who know where they stand. Standards create a quiet hierarchy of value. Others rise to meet them or remove themselves. Attraction grows because effort has meaning. Standards are not tools for control. They are expressions of integrity. A man's standards are visible in his decisions, his presence, and who he allows into his life. Now, the power of patience in conflict. Many men rush to fix every argument immediately. They fear tension. They crave reassurance. This urgency often comes from insecurity. That behavior lowers respect. Strong men understand that tension is natural. Not every conflict needs instant resolution. Space allows emotions to settle and clarity to emerge. Patience communicates confidence and emotional stability. When a man stays calm and grounded, a woman has room to reflect, recognize boundaries, and reassess her behavior. This builds respect. Not chasing resolution does not mean being cold. It means protecting your emotional balance and refusing to tie your worth to instant approval. Restraint in conflict is not weakness, it is strength. And here is the core truth. True attraction is not about how you treat a woman alone. It is about how you treat yourself while treating her with respect. Self-respect creates magnetism. A man who honors his values, protects his energy, and lives with integrity projects power without words. This is not arrogance, it is quiet confidence. Compromising your principles kills attraction. Upholding them strengthens it. When you master your mind, emotions, and actions, your presence becomes commanding. You operate from abundance, not need. That energy is rare. That energy is irresistible. Final thought. Use this knowledge to grow, not to manipulate. Build yourself first. Become a man you genuinely respect. Attraction follows naturally. Remember, the man who masters his mind shapes his life. Everything else aligns afterward.